Welcome. I'm Cassandra, and this is your general and love forecast for 18. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. I'd like to take a moment to say happy birthday to all of you Tauruses, and happy belated birthday to the Tauruses that I have missed. I know I'm always a bit late getting readings out, so that just seems to be the way things work out, unfortunately. But it was a good delay for this month because at least my internet went down for 2 days, but hey, I have much improved internet speed, so that was kind of worth it. Okay, it's about you, Taurus, so let's jump into this. Okay, so for Taurus suns, Taurus moons, and Taurus risings, we have the Queen of Wands. So typically I associate her as a Leo, but this is representative of you. So this definitely indicates that you guys are ready to go down a new path, go in a new direction. Now, the fabulous thing about the Queen of Wands is she is able to manifest those new paths, those new directions to go in. So she pretty much sets her mind on an intention and she goes after it. So therefore it manifests. And you guys are probably doing the same thing. You guys are definitely ready for a new direction, a new path, something better, something new, something better. So this is a great card to start with. Okay, to clarify, we have the Hanging Man. So to me, this is definitely indicating that you guys most definitely are ready to go down that new direction, that new path. You guys desire a change, and a change for the better. And some of you could be considering a complete reversal of lifestyle. Some of you could even be considering making sacrifices that you would have never made before because you were just fed up with the way things have been. And you just desire a change and the new start in a new direction. And the great thing about this is that, ultimately this is pushing you in a new direction. And a lot of times, we have to say goodbye to what is known and what we're familiar with. And so, we're going into the unknown. Sometimes that can be a little scary, but, hey, it could be worth it. With the Hanging Man, there's always some spiritual tones to this card and some psychic ones as well. So for some of you, you could be having a boost in intuition, psychic abilities. Maybe some of you haven't ever really noticed any psychic ability within yourself, and for a few of you, you might have actually been having some psychic type of visions or experiences here lately. So that is always a possibility as well. But ultimately, this is about creating a new direction, a new path to go down, and this is definitely walking away from the old and ready to go in a new direction. And ultimately, even if you have to make a sacrifice or a complete reversal of lifestyle, this is something that you want. This is something you're willing to do because you're just ready for a change. Okay, so this would be your circumstances. And we have the King of Cups. So the King of Cups, this is a man full of emotion. Now, granted, this could be indicating that there is a man, an older man in your life that would have these type of qualities, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a man. Okay, anytime we see the court cards, kings, queens, knights, pages, they can be either gender. Sometimes this is just representing the overall energy of that person, or sometimes it can be representing your energy. So, the King of Cups, this is a man who is emotional, but he is able to restrain his emotion. He is able to detach from it in a certain type of way. Yeah. It's like he doesn't fully detach, but he can partially detach. And this is so that he doesn't have an emotional reaction every time a drama pops off, he's going to be cool, calm, and collected because he's got a hold of his emotions. He restrains his emotions because he's not about to react emotionally. He'll save that for later. So, this could be indicating that perhaps you guys are trying to restrain your emotions. Perhaps some of you are dealing with a lot of drama and you're having to basically try to rein in your emotions because you don't want to react, in an emotional way. That's quite a possibility. For some of you, this could be indicating a person like this in your life. Now, the King of Cups, he is typically someone who makes a fantastic counselor because he is able to really deal with those super difficult, rocky type of emotional situations. He's really good at handling the emotions. And he does so in a very compassionate way. This is a man that's very compassionate, very full of love, but again, he keeps a strong rein in on those emotions. He doesn't allow himself to be emotionally reactive. So he can be a counselor, he can be a teacher, he can be different things. He could work by the water, on water, because water always comes up when we have a cups scorecard as well. So any type of career around water, most definitely. Anything around water, or that would have to do with water in any way, shape, or form, or the emotions. He can also be a teacher as well. Now to clarify, we have the King of Wands. Well, he's fiery. So the King of Wands, he is most definitely a leader. He is also a person that has much personal power. He has authority, and he's pretty enthusiastic, and he's very, very confident. Confident in everything that he does. Very, very confident. And he will help if he can. If you say need, career advice, something along those lines, oh, he is ready, willing, and able to help. All you gotta do is ask. He loves to be able to help. Both of these kings, they love to see, people grow and develop their abilities and their skills. And they're happy to help. But the King of Wands, he's very assertive. Yes, that's the word, assertive. So, two kings. So we could be dealing with two different males, two different older males. Could be two different older females. This could be different things, or this could just be about the overall energy that you guys are going through. Perhaps some of you guys are trying to keep a hold of your emotions because you desire to go in a new direction, say for your career, or even for a creative type of, endeavor, or, a creative hobby. These kings will definitely give you the confidence to move forward. So this is definitely great energy to be channeling because the kings, especially in the upright position, this is all about taking control, getting things done. So yes, emotional, creative, finance, emotional. Okay, so this would be the focus. So we have the Ace of Coins. So this is about getting a new financial start. So yeah, definitely makes sense. Some of you probably desire to have a completely new start in regards to, say, a job, or some of you might even decide to start your own business. Some of you might decide to go a different direction, in a new direction, job-wise. Maybe you're ready for a new job. Maybe you're ready to be in management. Maybe because we have the leader authority. So yeah, some of you might be considering management type positions, and that's where you want to go with this new direction. Now, occasionally this can indicate, money coming in. So for a very few of you, this could indicate like a lucky type of windfall, where you receive some money. But it's up to you to figure out what you want to do with it and which way you want to invest your money. Okay? So, we're definitely being given a new direction, a new start financially, which I think is beautiful. Maybe some of you are just fed up at the current jobs that you've been in. Maybe you don't feel like you're truly valued. Some of you might be considering starting your own business. Some of you might be considering buying a business or investing in a business. Or some of you could just simply be deciding to, get a different job, something completely different from what you would normally do. But overall, this is a fantastic card. So, okay, so we have the Page of Cups in reverse to clarify. So, a lot of times this can indicate that things can feel like they're at a standstill. So maybe you feel like nothing's happening, like you've started to go in this new direction, and then maybe you feel like you hit a wall and like nothing is happening, and you're just waiting for something to happen, and it's just not happening. And this can really frustrate the hell out of you. I mean, and this can actually make you quite emotional as well. But you really don't want to hold those emotions, and find somebody that you trust that you can talk to about it, because it's not good to hold these emotions in. Now, for a few of you, this could be indicating that perhaps some of you decide to take a new job. Maybe this new job could be located in a different town or in a different state or a different area than what you're used to. And maybe you have a child that's just not happy with this. Maybe they feel like they've been ripped away from everything that they know, and they're just completely uncomfortable with the thought, or just in general with having to, move. So this can cause difficulties. So this can be a child in your life. Now, doesn't have to be. Not everyone has children, and not everyone wants children. So, but this could be also indicating that perhaps some of you might have an underlying fear of failing, or an underlying fear of just simply losing. Don't be fearful, okay? Don't let fear get the better of you, because you can create a self-fulfilling prophecy. So let's just, no fear, okay? We can't have that. Mm-mm. This is Taurus season. We can't have that. So don't fear, okay? Now, like I said, some of you could have a child that may not be so happy with some of the changes that you might be making in their life. Some of you could be dealing with difficulties, especially if you have a teenager. Yeah, they might be costing you more money. That's quite possible too. But yeah, overall, I feel that for a lot of you, you just be experiencing some delays in receiving some messages potentially about this new start. And it's like things are just at a standstill, and that becomes really frustrating. Have patience. Patience, patience, patience. And I know that's hard. Good things come to those who wait. Okay, so this would be your recent past. So here we have the Ten of Coins. This is a beautiful card. So, I only wish that it were in the final outcome position. But okay, this is a card of obtaining that financial security, stability. But more than that, this is a card of financial wealth, okay? Now, some of you might be like, what? I ain't got no wealth. Well, then this could be indicating that perhaps you were working for a large business or corporation or something of that nature. Something very big, solid, and structured. You could have been working at a business that, had been going for a long time. For some of you, it could be indicating perhaps a government type of position as well. That'll resonate with a couple of you. Anyhow, this is a card of definitely being able to obtain wealth. Sometimes this can be a card of familial type of wealth where, say, we have a family business and it can be handed down through the generations, or sometimes this could be indicating actual, money being handed down from generation to generation to generation. So, yeah, very positive, especially in regards to finances. And it's clarified by the Chariot. So, the Chariot is a very good card. It's definitely going after, a goal that you've got. Sometimes even a dream that you're going after. And I always refer to this card as victory through adversity because isn't that life, I mean, we're always going to experience some adversity here and there from time to time. It's normal. But no matter what, you still come out victorious on the other side. You persevere. So this would definitely indicate that you guys had definitely accomplished a financial type of goal that you had, or even a financial type of dream. This would definitely indicate that you guys had definitely achieved a goal that you had, and it would be around finances. For some of you, it could be as simple as getting a good job. For some of you, it could be, getting that fantastic job that you can actually have health care and a retirement plan and, all of that. So it can come across as many different things because every Taurus, sun, moon, and rising is different. We all don't want this same exact thing. We all love money and we need it to survive, but everyone's different. So, okay. Now, this would be the present, the here, the now energy. Yeah, not so hot. Okay, so we have the Ten of Swords. So this is definitely indicating that a karmic cycle that you've been through has come to a close. So you have paid off any type of karmic debt that you may have incurred. So consider the karma done. It's swept away. You get to start over with a clean slate. Now, unfortunately, there is a painful side to this card. A lot of times with this card, we can see the end to a relationship, a marriage. Sometimes we can quit a job. Sometimes we can get fired from said job. A lot of times, though, this can be indicating that we go through a loss. And this causes us, pain, depression, despair. It's kind of tough to get over. Sometimes it can indicate that we've literally been stabbed in the back. He's got all these swords stuck in his back. You can even see the blood. Well, that can be quite literal. Sometimes there is a feeling of actually being stabbed in the back. And as painful as this situation is, this could be a personal situation. This could be a work situation. This could be a social situation. This could be a relationship situation. I mean, it could be different things. It can even be a legal situation. But just know that the slate is being wiped clean so that you will be able to have that fresh start. And so just know that the pain that you be going through right now is not going to last forever. This too shall pass. Okay? So that definitely makes sense, especially for the King of Cups. I think that a lot of you are definitely doing your best despite all the drama that's going around you and all the things that are going on. You're doing your very best to control and restrain those emotional reactions where you really would prefer to be quite emotional and just snap back at somebody, but you're doing your very best to control your emotional reactions, and you're still looking at it like, hey, like the King of Wands, like, it's going to be okay because I will find my own way to make money. I'm going to do it. Ain't nobody going to stop me. It'll be a loss, but it's not going to keep you down, okay? Ain't going to keep you down forever. Now, okay, it's clarified by the Seven of Coins in the reverse position. So first and foremost, this can actually indicate an actual investment. And it's not a good one. It's one that went bad. It's one that costs us rather than giving us profit. It costs us. Ugh. Now, I always refer to this card as you reap what you sow, okay? And in the reverse position, this can indicate this, for a few of us, we might have sowed some, not so great seeds. And so, unfortunately, karma has come back to kick us in our hiney. And so now we're dealing with it. And we're going to clear the slate and we're going to get a new start. Now, for some of us, that are being good and we're not sowing bad seeds, this can simply be indicating that you put a lot of time, energy, and even potentially your own money into some sort of investment, or it could be you put a lot of time and energy into a specific job that you had and things just went bad. But just know that anything that comes to an end here, ultimately it was holding you back. And you don't want to be held back. That serves no purpose for, especially for our personal growth and our happiness. You don't want to stay stuck in a situation that's not beneficial. So to me, it seems that whatever you lost here, it wasn't so beneficial in the long run. It definitely has financial tones to it, so this would be a financial loss. One, a loss that has to do with finances in one way, shape, or form or another. So for some, this can indicate that maybe you had invested a lot of your time, your energy, your money, everything into, say, maybe a marriage. And maybe that marriage or that relationship was a bad investment. Maybe they took some of your money and now they've left you. Now, that's just one example there. There are many different examples I could give, which, I could easily be talking for 5 hours if I were to give all the type of examples that I'd love to give, because I like to give details. Okay, so I'm going to shut up now. So, yes, this definitely indicates that an investment went bad, or this could be a job. Again, there is a karmic cycle that comes to a close. It was a very karmic type of situation. And again, like I said, as painful as it may be, it's actually been holding you back and you deserve better. And that's the gist of it, okay? And I'm pretty sure that was what I told you guys last month, is you deserve better, and you do. And so things like this happen because, especially for those of us who are really, really stubborn and refuse to listen, that's when the universe is just like, oh, okay, you want to keep digging your heels in even more and not listening? Well, then we're just going to keep giving you more situations until you cannot avoid it anymore. Yeah. So, sometimes this can be that type of situation too, especially if you're being really, really stubborn. Okay, so this would be the near future. So, we have the Eight of Cups in the reverse position. So this can definitely indicate potentially you going back to a situation in which you abandoned, or someone coming back, say, to you. Maybe they had abandoned a situation that involved you. A lot of times this can be a bit of a relationship card where someone walks away from the other and then they try to come back, or you try to go back. Now, doesn't necessarily have to be that, okay? This can be simply indicating that you feel that you've spent enough time in the spiritual quest and realm type of area, and you're ready to be back in the physical and the material side of life. You're ready to go out and enjoy yourself, make some new friends, have some fun. So, when this card comes up, this can definitely indicate making new friends. It's going to indicate a new love interest. It does not necessarily have to be someone from the past. It could be indicating that a new love interest comes your way. But this can also indicate that perhaps maybe you might find new opportunities through people that you know or people that you will soon meet. Okay, so it's clarified by the Six of Cups, so this is good. This is really good. Okay, so with the Six of Cups, this is definitely a card of siblings. This is a card of cousins. And this is also a card of, friends from, say, our childhood type era. See, we have a young boy and a young girl here. So this could definitely be indicating that you might receive an opportunity for starting a new relationship, or maybe a financial type of opportunity could come your way. This could be different things, but overall, with the Six of Cups, someone who will come in or will return, they will have ties to your past. This could be someone, say, like an old lover from, say, when you were in high school or something. It can be like that. It could be someone that you've known since your childhood. Again, it can be siblings. It can be about cousins, and maybe sibling or a cousin or a childhood friend could bring you an opportunity. Now, this is wonderful because typically if they bring you an opportunity, it's a genuine opportunity. They want to help. They want to help you with your current situation. They want to help. So this is a beautiful card. This is also a card of looking back at our past, and we're reminded of our past. And also, this is a card where sometimes you may not know the person, but then you find out, say you get out there and back to the physical material world, you start hanging out with friends, you might meet someone new. And this new person, they could have ties to, say, your hometown. Or maybe they went to the same high school or the same junior high school. So there's some sort of tie to your past. For some of you, this can indicate that an old lover can return, or that you might want to return to an old lover, and that the opportunity will present itself here shortly. And for those of you who are not focused or wanting love, like that, love relationship, this could be indicating that someone that has ties to your past is going to try to offer you an opportunity. And they offer the opportunity because they truly want to help you. So no matter how you look at it, I say that's fantastic. I mean, I absolutely love this energy being your near future. So positive, positive, positive. Okay, so this would be your attitude. Okay. Well, for those of you who might have lost a job recently, maybe you were not doing your work all the way. Maybe you were just doing as little as you could just to make it by. That's quite possible. Maybe some of you just were feeling like, you know what, they don't appreciate me, they don't value me, my skills, my abilities. They just don't recognize me. So you know what? I bet they recognize me when I stop doing A1 work. And sometimes that can backfire on us. And sometimes we're just in an attitude of, you know what? I don't give a shit. Excuse French, but hey, when you feel like you've been taken advantage of and someone's not recognizing your value and your skills and your abilities, that gets old. Every man and woman has their breaking point. And some of you are just being lazy, okay? I just gotta call it out. Some of you are just being lazy, like doing as little as possible just to try to get by. Clocking in and doing a little bit more talking than you should. Everything you can to avoid actually doing work. Now we clarify, we get the justice card. So this would definitely indicate that you guys feel that you are justified for doing and behaving the way that you are. And maybe you are justified, especially if you've been feeling like you've not been valued. You feel like you've been taken advantage of, especially in the workplace or even in a relationship. You would definitely feel justified. But overall, you guys look at it like, I didn't do anything wrong. They deserve this. And you know what? You might be right. So, also, another side to this is, this could be indicating for some of you that perhaps there have been some labor or even union type of disputes, disagreements. That could be part of it. For some of you, this is simply indicating that, you know what, this just isn't any good anymore. Maybe you should be considering training for a new type of job or just, finding another job in general. But yeah, I mean, this can definitely indicate that internally there can be some issues and disputes, especially in regards to unions and, labor type disputes, things like that. Sometimes it can just simply be indicating you're just not happy with your employer. And like I said, you guys are definitely feeling justified. Even if you weren't doing the best quality work, some of you, your work may have been absolutely still on point, but maybe there's just been a dispute. Maybe you're not being appreciated, like I said. So, and for those of you who feel like you're not being valued, then yeah, you are very much justified in how you feel, and you definitely should find a different job or get some new training. You don't want to stick somewhere where you are completely unhappy. It really sucks to have a job and you feel so unhappy being at it. I mean, we all have to work because we got to survive. We got to pay our bills. We got to survive. Kind of like the golden handcuffs, I guess. So we just go. But it really sucks when we give so much, and we know that we're valuable, and then to not be treated as such, that gets old. Like I said, every man and woman has their breaking point, and we just can't tolerate it forever. Sometimes we just gotta say goodbye because you deserve better. I know this is kind of like a repeat of last month as far as me saying you deserve better, but it is absolutely true, Taurus. Absolutely true. You guys deserve better. You don't need to stay in a company that is not truly seeing the value that you have. To hell with them. They don't deserve you. Trust me, there are many other jobs out there that will see your value and your skills and your abilities, and they will be happy to have you. For some of you, you might actually decide to go in a different direction and learn some new skills. So, yeah, some of you go in a completely different direction than you ever have. So, these are many possibilities. Okay, so this is how other people would see you. Here we have the Six of Swords in the reverse position. So this would definitely indicate that we're stuck. We feel like we're stuck in a situation, and this situation is one of loss. A lot of times this is focused around a job type of loss or, a family type of loss. But for me, with this particular reading, I'm really feeling like this is a financial type of thing. So this is definitely indicating that you feel like you are stuck. Like you feel like you're stuck in this current position because you're like, I want a new job, but I can't quit this job until I get another one because I don't want to, be broke. I don't want to have to kill my savings account. So, for some of you, this could be indicating that you might be staying in a situation that you're not happy with at all. Now, some of you actually kind of be stuck, especially if you don't have a savings account to fall back on. So every paycheck and every penny counts. And if we walk away from a job, we want to have another job to go to. So some of you could be sticking around in a job that you know it's not good for you and you want to get away from it, but you just look at it like, I don't know how to get away from it until I get another job. And sometimes this can be something that's going on more mentally as well. Sometimes this can be a mindset of we're staying in a situation that has brought us a loss, but really we can find peace, but we got to do this within our mind. We need to go in, we need to reflect, we need to be introspective, we need to quiet the mind, meditate. We can find peace on the other side. There is peace. We just need to make it to the other side of the shore, so to speak. And you can do it. So other people are definitely looking at you like you were staying in a situation which you were very unhappy in. Okay, so it's clarified by the Five of Wands in reverse. So the Five of Wands, this is a card that definitely indicates it's a lot better that it's reversed, okay? So this definitely indicates that there is an end coming to the confusion, an end coming to the struggles, an end coming to the conflicts. Sometimes this can be a very conflictive card where there can just be like endless amounts of conflicts. And it's like we're constantly fighting and bickering, but then it's like, why did we even start arguing? Because there's like so many arguments, and it's like, oh, they just kind of start, melding together. Like, wow, why did this originally start? But overall, I feel that a lot of you may be confused or just literally struggling. But since this card's in the reverse, it's showing an end coming. So perhaps for some of you, a mediator might be able to help. For some of you, this will give you the opportunity to potentially sit down, especially if some of you are actually dealing with, labor disputes or, unions. This can give you a chance to sit down and talk constructively, maturely about the issues. And sometimes an opportunity can arise from this, but I just feel like, don't worry. You may feel stuck in a situation, but it's going to come to an end. You're not going to stay stuck forever. And so if you've really been confused and struggling, that's going to come to a close. Don't worry. Okay, so this is our hopes and fears position. Here we have Eight of Wands. This is a fantastic card. So this is a card of us literally moving quickly towards achieving a goal or a dream of ours. And sometimes this can also indicate a new love interest as well. But this is us definitely putting the hard work, putting in the hours. We're definitely working towards accomplishing a goal of ours, or perhaps even a dream. And this is also very swift action, swift movement, so things moving along quickly. So yeah, this particular card is going to fall under hope. So, clarified, we have the Queen of Swords in the reverse position. So, yeah, she tends to look at things from her own one-sided view when she's in the reverse. I would have preferred to have her come out in the upright, but this is just the hopes and fears position, so, we're okay. But this is a woman, when she's in her upright position, she is very analytical. She's got great reasoning ability. She's got some fantastic logic. She literally takes her time in making decisions. She weighs the pros and cons to each choice, and she takes her time in making a decision. She wants to make sure that she has all of the facts. Now, when she's in the reverse position, like so, yeah, the weighing of the pros and the cons to each situation, they go right out the damn window. Essentially, she's become kind of narrow-minded. Yeah, narrow-minded. She can also come across as bossy, pushy. Yeah. She's the type of person that she literally don't listen, okay? She will tell you what to do, But oh hell, don't tell her what to do. That ain't gonna go over well. She's kind of wearing. I mean, honestly, she's wearing a pair of rose-colored spectacles. She is not seeing things as they really are. She can only see things from her one-sided view, from her own world viewpoint. She's not able to see and place herself in other people's shoes, and she really don't want to. And this is also someone that, oh, you do not want to piss off. Oh my God. Oh God. Yeah, her tongue is like a sword. It's a weapon. So boy, can she say some nasty things. Woo! So that seems like a hope and a fear. Now, final outcome, we got Queen of Swords in the reverse yet again. So again, everything I just said, she's got a tendency to be very narrow-minded. So this could be someone that you're having to deal with. It can be a man or a woman. This could be someone that you're having to deal with, and perhaps they are very narrow-minded, not so open to listening, to your viewpoint, possibly. Now, another aspect of this card, especially if this is perhaps maybe the energy that you guys are going through, he can be misunderstood very easily. And this causes her to have difficulties with others. But there is also a potential where she can become her own downfall because she's just being too critical and being too judgmental and dogmatic. So, yeah, you got to be careful. In her upright position, she has absolutely superior self-control. In her reverse position, she doesn't have any self-control. She doesn't have much self-discipline. You know, the reverse position brings out the more negative side, unfortunately. So this can also indicate a tendency to gossip or embellish certain things, and sometimes this is done to try to force others to share their same opinion. Yeah, so it can be a not so nice type of energy, but definitely easily angered when she is in the reverse position. And this is also indicating that she's been through a loss. This is why the negative side is coming out, because she's been through a loss. But this makes up for it. Oh, thank you. This makes up for it. So we have the Empress. This is you guys. This is Taurus. This is Venus. This is Taurus. So I couldn't have asked for a better card to try to put a band-aid on that. This makes it better, okay? So this definitely indicates that no matter what type of loss you might go through here, just know that, especially if it's job or relationship, whichever it is for you, that you're experiencing this loss at, just know that the Empress is coming in to say, hey, you may be going through this loss, but don't worry, because we're going to give birth to something much better. And the Empress is the card of, the harvest, a great harvest coming in. So this can actually bring a lot of money with it. Or if love is what you're after, this is definitely indicating a lot of love. For those of you who are focused on love, this can definitely indicate that things will turn your way in regards to love. You could meet somebody, or if you've been having problems, things could get better. But for me, honestly, I'm feeling that for most of you, this is with the financial aspect of things. Ooh, sorry. I have a tendency to speak out loud. Sorry. Spirit guide. Okay. Now, for some of you, this could actually be indicating. Okay, yeah. This could actually be indicating an unwanted pregnancy for a few of you. So, yeah. If you do not want to be pregnant, then let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, use some protection. use the protection, okay? Take every precaution possible because it can happen, and this can be a bit of an inconvenient time while you're going through a transitional type of period, especially in regards to job. Yeah, that would not be the time to get pregnant. It could be pretty inconveniencing for some. For some, it would still be a blessing regardless of what time it is and whatever you're going through. For some, that would be an absolute blessing. But I'm hearing that for a few of you, you need to be careful because a pregnancy could happen, and that would be you not things not going your way, and it's just kind of like adding more problems on top of the pile of problems you're already dealing with. So yeah, if you want to avoid that, make sure we use protection. Okay, moving along. But overall, again, so a birth doesn't have to actually be the physical birth. It can be for some of you. This could be the birth of a child, but this could also be the birth of a new project, the birth of a new start, the birth of a new job. Maybe some of you want to start a new business. Maybe some of you want to start a new relationship. Well, with the Empress upright, she's here blessing you and saying you can have it. It will be yours. So have faith. This is also a card of supportive women. Doesn't necessarily have to be women, but it could be that you have supportive women or men in your life that are willing to help. And I feel a lot of you are definitely going to be receiving an opportunity from someone that you know that has ties to your past in some way, shape, or form. So an opportunity is coming, and with the Empress here, it should be wonderful. It should be wonderful. So even though you go through a loss, the Empress comes in and says it's going to be okay. This is one door closing, and this is a new door opening. Okay? And trust me, that door closing, it needs to slam it shut. Let it go. And hey, embrace this, okay? Because this is a wonderful door to open for you. This is good. I'm happy. Okay. Bottom of the deck. Eight of Swords in reverse. So, this is definitely saying, hey, finally, I am not stuck and paralyzed by fear. Because when it's in the upright position, we create a mental prison with our fears. And we get to a point where we are not able to decide and make a choice about something because there's so much fear and it's paralyzing us. What do I do? Well, if I do this and this may happen, and if I do that, you get it. So with it in the reverse position, this shows that you've been released from the fear prison. You've been released from all those restrictions that you felt were holding you back. For a few of you, this could be indicating that someone you know, or even yourself, may have recently gotten out of jail or prison. Yeah, so, okay. Yeah. But overall, this is showing a release from the restriction and the fears. Okay? And you're finally able to make a decision. And then we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. This is also known as the emotional wish choice card. So, this is an emotional decision that you had to make. And so thankfully, you guys were able to get out of the fear, able to get out of the indecision. You made a choice. And you made the choice that was the best choice for you. Now, we always want to choose spirit, but, the choice is already made. So you made the choice that was best for you in the moment that you made it. So don't worry about focusing on spilled milk, so to speak. The choice has been made. But just know, the Empress is coming in and blessing you. So this is amazing. I mean, I'm happy. I'm really happy for you guys. Okay, got some love oracle cards here. This is for the single Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. So, okay, engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Now, what this means for those of you who are single is you are being prepared for a relationship that is going to come your way here in the future, okay? You're being prepped, so to speak. And this relationship will eventually lead to an engagement. So, hey, for those of you who really want to be in a relationship and you just haven't had that luck, it's going to change. Heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Yeah, that might be something you want to do, especially if you have someone you're interested in, someone that pops up here in the future. Be ready to discuss your heart-to-heart feelings with them. Oh, okay, yeah. Final one. Healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Yeah, so this card can definitely indicate that sometimes we can repeat patterns that we had to deal with from our own parents and how they handled their relationship or their marriage. And sometimes this can affect us. And then we can kind of repeat those issues. And sometimes this can definitely indicate that we need to forgive our parents because this could be affecting us as far as the type of people that we are attracting. Sometimes we can attract someone that's similar to our father, and if we have problems with our father, well, then that's going to equal problems in our relationship at some point in time. Sometimes it can indicate that we attract someone that's like our mother, and if we've had problems with our mother, again, same, just vice versa. So, yeah, this would definitely indicate a need to forgive your parents and to know that, hey, you go through it, but that doesn't mean that you have to attract people with these same type of qualities. Just know that these are the situations that actually helped make you who you are today. It doesn't mean that you have to continue attracting people that have the similar qualities or, damaged. If you feel that one of your parents is truly damaged, say emotionally, you don't have to continue to attract people like that to you. Simply forgive. Sometimes they're already passed over, but forgive. Forgiveness is really more for us than it is for other people because when we refuse to forgive, then we're actually holding ourselves back from being able to move forward. So that's a pretty heavy energy to continually carry around. So it's best to just forgive and move forward. And we become lighter in doing so. Okay, so this is for the Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs that are married or in a committed relationship. So, oh, ouch. Okay, yeah, first one, separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Now, for some of you, this can indicate an actual separation that leads to a divorce. Okay. Now, for some of you, this can indicate that there could be, a separation period where you both mutually decide, hey, let's take a break from each other because maybe we can, solve things after we have some time to ourselves, and we can see things differently later. Or maybe we can just separate and we could get into counseling. Now, this could also indicate that you could have a good marriage. Maybe your husband or your wife has to leave town or leave the country or something to go do some sort of work. Or maybe they have to go take care of some family obligations. And so then there is a separation, but it's not one that is permanent. It's just one that can definitely create some heartache. You miss them. So it doesn't have to necessarily be complete separation, heading to divorce court. This could just simply be indicating for some of you that unfortunately you're not able to be with the person you want because, they're in another state, they're in another country due to obligations that they have to take care of. Okay, the second one, religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So for some of you that are in existing relationships, some of you could be experiencing some issues in regards to religion and spiritual paths. Sometimes we can have a partner that has a different belief system. and this can cause some friction. Now, for some don't mind actually converting religions, but everyone's different. Everyone's different. And some are able to just be like, you know what? You believe how you want, and I'll believe how I want. Okay, and the third one is trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. Yeah, so you'll know which ones are resonating with you and which ones aren't. But hey, Taurus, the Empress has come in and blessed you. So if this has definitely been a month of having to deal with all these job type issues and wanting to find a new job, the Empress is definitely coming in to show you she's got something better for you. So you will get a much better job, and they will definitely be able to give you the recognition that you deserve. Okay, again, happy birthday, happy belated birthday if I've missed it already. I hope you guys have a fantastic month. Stay strong, have faith, because it's going to work out. It's going to work out, Taurus. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you next month. Sending you blessings of healing, prosperity, and love.